This is the interview that will trump all interviews. Was that too much?
Yeah, okay.
Well, I can't help it.
Okay, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, the Philippines' answer to Chris Hemsworth, Mr. Box Office himself, Derek Ramsay.
Hi guys.
Hi here again. I'm Sophia. Thank you so much for your generosity.
Thank you so much for
Hi Sophie.
thank you so much for granting us this interview. I'm Nigel.
Hey Nigel.
So this is how it will go down. We'll be asking you a couple of serious questions, and then we'll do the fun questions after it.
Okay.
You're Philippines' highest grossing actor. You are a business mogul, a star athlete, and Derek Ramsay is a successful one-man brand. Sir, I want to know, how do I become a badass like Derek Ramsay and get the life that I want?
A badass. Oh wow. Guys, it's just hard work, determination, and consistency. When I say consistency, it means effort. I've gone through so many failures in life, but those failures have never put me down. They've made me stronger. I learn from my mistakes, and I make sure I don't repeat them. But what would a life be without failure? You'll never really know, the feeling of great success if you never have failed in your life. Just like life in general, life is supposed to be filled with ups and downs. That's what makes life so interesting. And I've experienced my share of failures, but that has just made me stronger, motivated me more to do the things that I love to do in life.
Yeah. I'd like to relate what you said with one of the greatest of all time, Kobe Bryant. He said that if you're going to have a story, you have to have a big story. You must be willing to outwork anybody, because that's how champions are made and that's how you succeed. And that's exactly the mentality that you must have, whether you want to build a successful business or become the best in your niche. So yeah, I'm glad you.
Actually, yeah, I'm not a fan of Kobe, but I do respect the guy for his work ethic. I admire that guy. I don't think anybody has better work ethic than the late Kobe Bryant. But yeah, you're right, and like what Kobe said. For me, when I compete in sport, or if I do my shootings, you have to believe that you are the best. It's not arrogance, it's not yabang, but you can't just believe that you're the best. You really have to put in the work so that you feel that you are the best. There are a lot of people who just claim that they're the best, but you really have to put in the hard work. And it may come across as arrogance. It's just confidence in yourself, because you put in the work, right? If you go into anything that you do hesitating, you're gonna make mistakes. The probability of you coming out on top is very unlikely. You have to believe in yourself. But with that said, put in the work.
About what you said, and it got me thinking. Whenever you try to put yourself out there, you try to do all these things. You go into business, acting. Maybe for students, they go to this organization or that organization. The more you try to do something, I think by probability, the more likely you are to fail. So, what is your message to someone watching this and being scared to do something, primarily because they're scared of failing? How do you cope with that, Paul?
Guys, my advice to you is don't be afraid of failing, because that's actually the best lesson that you can get in any venture that you take on. Those failures will make you somebody in the future. You just can't let it eat you up and put you down and give up on what it is that you're trying to do. Focus on what it is, whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. Failures will try and bring you down, but for me, those failures, they actually motivate me, give me more energy to work even hard. So, guys, everybody makes mistakes. Everyone in life goes through failure. There's no one with a perfect track record here. So you shouldn't be afraid of that. Failures are the best lessons that you can get in life. whether it's in business, whether it's in sport, whether it's in even love life. You know, um, I made a lot of mistakes in my love life, but now look, I'm very blessed and very, very happy with where I am with my girlfriend right now, with Andrea. With my businesses, I failed many, many times. I've lost money. I've had people, you know, screw me over, but that's all part of the process, guys. And you shouldn't be scared of it.
Speaking of failure, po, I guess I can't relate to this too much, but for someone of your status or someone else with similar status, you deal with a lot of people that they're basically yes men or yes women. They try to please you every time, even if you make a mistake. They'll say, "Oh, okay lang yan. You know, you're fine. You're doing good." Because I guess maybe they're scared of making you, yeah, making you upset, from upsetting you. So I just wanted to ask you, Paul, what do you gain? How do you gain? What do you do to gain self-awareness when everyone out there is trying to flatter you, Paul?
That's where the importance of your core friends and family that you really, really trust. And especially in my industry, you have so many people who, yeah, basically what you said, say the things that they think you want to hear. I appreciate more friends and family who say it straight to my face. The things that you don't usually get from acquaintances or people who are trying to, sometimes it's innocent. They're just saying these things because they're nahihiya or they have their own self-interest. They tell you these things to basically sugarcoat everything and make you feel better. But in the end, you make more mistakes. So like I have very good friends and my parents are my best friends and they tell me if I suck. Especially to say it's with the movie. My dad goes, "You didn't do so well there, son." And you don't get offended. You take those things in. As long as it's said to you in a diplomatic manner, Iba na yung pag may nagsabi sa'yo, diba, there are lots of fans out there that could be brutal na they express themselves na hindi na siya parang criticizing you. It's more of attacking you. You can bring across criticism in a proper manner with respect. You cannot always make everybody like the things that you do or like you. So don't even try. Just give respect and focus on those who actually give respect back.
Sir, allow me to explain our advocacy. You see, my brother and I are self-proclaimed education ambassadors. We launched an initiative that provides free STEM education to students struggling with online distance learning and a mentoring program that helps students obtain admission, scholarship, and succeed in college in the Philippines, South Korea, US, France, Italy. So my question, sir, what is your advice to kids out there who are ambitious but unmotivated to finish their education?
Wow, this is like me talking to my son right now. I was just giving him this. Oh my God, this is keeps sweating. I was having this conversation with my son the other day.
Yeah.
It's so true. Back in the day, like during the days of my parents, it was all just hard work, right? You didn't have to finish, and you could have a success story. Like my dad, he didn't finish high school, but he's very successful in life. But guys, to all the kids out there, your education is the most important thing, and it's I admire you guys for actually asking me this question and giving importance to education, because it's not just a passport to get a job anymore. The world is so much smaller now. It's so much more competitive. Education is really, really key. And funny enough, access to information is so easy now, right? It's there. It's a gift to all these kids out there. It's right there. And to soak in all this knowledge is so important. I keep telling my son about this because sometimes he slacks off and just gives importance to the game. He doesn't understand that having a great education is so important. I wouldn't be where I am right now if my parents didn't work so hard to give me the best gift I've ever received in my life, which is an education. You know, if you can't afford to go to a great school, it doesn't matter. The internet is out there. We have so many great teachers all over the world. And I just like to give a shout out to all teachers. They don't get enough respect. Teachers rock, man. They're your second parents. And they've played a very big part to who Derek Ramsay is today. And that's what I keep telling my son. And that's the advice I'll give to everybody out there is you really need to take advantage of getting all this information, getting a great education so that you can really secure your future. I'm not saying it's impossible to do what our parents did, but it's a lot harder, guys.
Yeah.
Again, having a great education is the key to having a bright future. I'm very thankful that my parents gave me that gift, and I always tell them, "Mom, Dad, spend your money. You've given me everything already by making me. So don't give me anything, right? I don't want spoon fed. You guys have done your job. You guys have done a great job. So spend your money, enjoy it, live life, you know." And I say that with confidence because before I entered showbiz and then I entered all these other businesses that I do, I finished my schooling first. I prioritized graduating. So, yeah, guys, education is one of the most important things in life. Take advantage of it, give importance to it, and you'll have a bright future.
Wait, sorry, can I just say, if not for teachers, we wouldn't have Derek Ramsay. So shout out to all the teachers. No,
I'm a big supporter also of Goodbye Guru. Yeah, teachers rock. You know, they have such a difficult job. My friends who know me very well said that if I didn't become an artista, they can see me actually becoming a teacher. So
Interesting.
yeah. With teachers already had a hard job before. Now with online classes, it's become a lot harder. And I'll be honest with you guys. With my son, when I caught him a few times, you know, not focusing when he's doing his online classes, and you know, I've heard horror stories about when they take their exams. It's so easy to cheat, but people out there who do that, you're only cheating yourself, guys.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
know, let's not give our teachers a harder, you know, time than they already have. Let's be honest. Let's be respectful of our teachers and have a little respect also for yourself because all of this is for you 10, 15, 20 years down the road. So, guys, be honest, be respectful, and really focus and give importance to the way where the teachers are teaching now online and the way education is going.
So for our last serious question, it's a bit lighter, but we read that you're actually a big fan of Tiger Woods. Okay. Are we
Yes.
correct? Yeah, okay. So we wanted to ask you, Pa, what can we learn from Tiger Woods and his amazing comeback as the comeback king in terms, Pa, of redemption, hard work, and ultimately finding success again?
You know what? That's an awesome final question because it really puts everything that we've spoken about together. The man is just, you can see he's an amazing human being, amazing athlete. He has gone through so many failures. He's gone through so many controversies, right? He's reached the highest of high and he hit the lowest of low, right? But this man never gave up. He lost his family. He lost half of his net worth. He, you know, his Superman invincible status was taken away from him. And then here he comes after how many back surgeries. He's out there competing again with, you know, these kids who are half his age. and showing them that he can still hang and compete with all of them. So this guy's mental toughness is what I admire the most about him. Golf is one of the toughest games, if not the toughest game that or sport that I've ever played. It's all up here. You can have all the skills. All of those pros have this, high skill level hitting that ball. But imagine the pressure and the stress on you when you're hitting the ball with thousands of people watching you, right? And the stress of you seeing every athlete out there you're competing against can hit the ball the same way you can. It's all here. Who's going to collapse here? And with the stuff that he's gone through, man, I just don't know how. I don't even know if I could do that. He was able to stay mentally tough and bounce back. He came back and won the Masters. No one thought. Everybody said, "Oh, Tiger Woods is done," but he proved them wrong, and that's why I admire the guy. Yes, he has his faults in his private life, but nobody's perfect. I think he's realized the mistakes that he's made, and if he never did, I don't think he'd be able to bounce back like this. He's accepted and embraced all the mistakes that he's made, and it's made him a better person. And he's come back and proved to everybody that Tiger Woods is not dead. He's right. He's here, and he's going to win more tournaments. I'm sure of that.
That's the final question for the serious questions. So we're just gonna play a little game. It's something. Are you familiar with Vogue 73 questions? Something like that.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Very lighthearted.
You don't have to
Yeah.
think about it too hard. Okay.
Okay. Should a guy know how to take a selfie? And if so, what's the best way?
I'm really bad at selfies. I think a guy should know how to operate his front cam. Yeah.
The most common COVID-19 symptoms are fever, dry cough, and loss of taste. If you had a disease named after you, what would be the symptoms of Derek-19?
Derek-19. Oh my gosh. Hard-headedness.
Hard-headedness. Okay.
Okay.
Would you rather go on a boxing match with Manny Pacquiao or wrestle with The Rock?
Ooh, I'd love to get in the ring with Manny Pacquiao.
Ooh. How many rounds do you think you would last?
Half a round.
Probably be running around and then collapse.
You were given the power to end anything. Will you end hunger or hatred?
Wow, that's a tough one. Hunger.
Hunger. Yeah. Who do you think is more manly, you as Kidlat or Thor the Lightning God?
I'm gonna go with Kidlat. Okay.
Kidlat. Oh yeah.
Because I think I have a better costume.
That's true. And nice, better hair. If you could choose your age forever, what age would you choose and why?
Oh man.
Forever 21.
21? No, actually, you know what? I'd say 30.
30. Oh, interesting. Why 30?
Yeah. Well, because I've matured by then. I've learned a lot from the mistakes that I've made.
Yeah.
If I go back to those days, I'm just gonna make mistakes again. So 30 is like an in-between of my age now and me being a teenager.
Yeah.
So less mistakes.
Less mistakes. Okay. What would your warning label say if every person was required to have one?
Stay away if you don't have a sense of humor.
If you could live in anyone's head for 60 minutes, who would you choose?
Ooh, my dad.
Ooh.
Yeah, most definitely.
Would you rather know the painful truth or believe a comforting lie?
Oh, the truth.
Truth. Yeah.
Play it
Would you,
straight.
would you rather look 20 years older from the neck up or the neck down?
Wow, the neck up.
Neck
Because
up.
if I can keep this in shape, that means I'm healthy.
Okay. Show us your facial expression when you're absolutely sure that the person you're talking to is lying. No. What rule do you wish they would introduce into your favorite sport?
Ooh, rule.
Yeah.
Well, my favorite sport, it's, I guess I'll say frisbee.
Frisbee.
The rule that I want them to implement is that they should have.
I'm sorry.
It's a big debate in the sport whether they should have referees in the game to go to the next level, because we're fighting hard for it to be in the Olympics, and it's definitely heading in that direction.
Wow.
I think there's got to be referees.
Who would make the perfect partner to win the amazing race, and why? You can pick any celebrity, Paul, be it local or international, living or dead.
It has to be a celebrity.
Or actually, no. If you have a specific answer, but that's non-celebrity, that's
Okay.
fine.
I'd love to do that with my father. My father's my best friend, and he's taught me everything that I know in life. So I'd love to do that actually with my dad. I was dreaming of that, but then I became the host, so I have no chance anymore of joining. So it's one of the rules. If you become a host,
Yeah, you can.
you know all the tricks, so you can't compete in it.
So you are a Formula One driver. As the car race starts, what song comes on as your soundtrack?
My favorite song to drive to is "Summertime in the LBC."
If you can choose any famous athlete to practice with, who will you pick?
Oh man, who won? I'd love to practice with Tiger Woods. Yeah, I'd love to pick his brain and just to
Heard all this
make
ways.
my game move up, a few notches. Like I said, it's all up in here, so I want to know how he keeps that, zoned in attitude. Yeah.
If you could only speak one word for a year, what would you say?
One word for the entire year.
Entire year.
Oh, one word for the entire year.
What could you even say?
Yes, man.
Yeah, what can you say?
Just say yes to everything that people tell you.
Okay.
Okay, you don't care.
Boom! I just said boom.
Okay.
How are you? Boom!
If you could go back in time and give your parents advice before you were born, what would you tell them?
I'd tell them to have more kids. I grew up with 3 sisters. I was the youngest is a boy. The age gap is pretty big, so I always grew up with these 3 girls around me, beating me up and taking advantage that I'm not allowed to fight back. Mas masaya kapag mas malaki yung family. So
Yeah. Big family.
sana they had more boys so that they could back me up.
What sound do you think you would miss most if you went deaf?
I mean, I'd miss the voices of all my loved ones.
Someone offered you $100,000 every time you get punched in the face. How many times would you want to be hit? And who gets to punch you? No children, because that's too easy. That's too easy.
I would say, save your punches. I have an education. I can make 100,000 somehow.
That was like the best answer.
Boom!
Okay. Your memory is about to be wiped out, but you could keep one memory. Which one would you choose?
It would be the golden wedding of my parents. That day I was like
50 years.
I was just so emotional. It was so nice to see how they've been married for so many years and they still love each other so much. And I'm very, very lucky to have parents that have, fought through the years of marriage. And it's just wonderful to see them loving each other and showing their love for one another. So it would have been that day.
If you could gain the ability to hear what people are really thinking, how would you use this gift?
I'd put earplugs I don't want to hear that. That's what make life.
Drive you crazy. Yeah. If you could call yourself when you were 16 years old for 30 minutes, for a 30-minute conversation, what would you tell yourself?
You're gonna be okay, boy.
Would you rather know when you will die or how will you die? How you will die?
When you will die or how you will die? Choose how.
Would you rather be infamous on history books or be forgotten after your death?
Wow.
You're meant to be light, but
You know, I'm kind of a private guy.
Yeah.
I don't do all of these things so that I, you know, be famous or live a life that's just. I'd rather be just private. If they forget about me, it's the ones that love you that they'll never forget about you.
so for the last question, Bob, is there any question no one ever asks you in interviews or with people you actually know that you wish someone would actually ask you? And if you do have a question, Bob, please answer that question.
Before I answer that, I just want to say this was a very interesting interview. It's not the usual interviews that I get, but I've been asked so many questions, a lot of them over and over again, repetitive questions. But the one question, I guess, wow, that's a good question, man.
Yeah, true.
Thank you.
I don't know what to answer to that question, actually. Because somebody's asking the question, it's something that they want to get out of me, and I don't know. It's a tough question. Can I get back to you on that?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Completely fine. Yeah. Okay. So
That's the
that wraps up the serious questions and the lighthearted questions.
lighthearted.
Really, thank you so much, Bob. Really.
Yeah, I appreciate you taking time
Yeah.
and sitting down with us. Thank you for showing us your grit and passion for the things that you love. We hope to have that kind of energy in everything that we do. So, thank you, Sir Derek, and we'll be following your lead.
You did
Thanks, guys. This is really an interesting conversation. It's nice to see and actually get to meet people like you. Keep it up, man. Keep inspiring so many people out there to take care of their future. You guys rock. That's all I have to say. Don't be embarrassed if you're afraid. If being afraid is it's a good thing for me. And like with everything that I do in my life, whether it's acting, whether it's I'm going to represent the country in a certain sport, if I'm not feeling afraid, if I'm not nervous, it means that I'm not passionate about the thing that I'm doing.
See?
So it's all part of it, and that's the great thing. I go up on stage. If I go up on stage, yeah, I feel like I'm very, very confident, but inside I'm nervous, and I embrace that, and that's what makes me perform better on stage or when I'm doing a scene, or if I'm about to shoot a 3-point shot in basketball. And once you get past that nervousness, everything just falls into place. So guys, for all of you that are nervous out there, feed off of that. Don't let it eat you up. Let it motivate you to get out there. If you failed, so what? Look back, smile at it, laugh at yourself. I laugh at myself. The many times that I failed, like, oh my God, Derek, how did you do that? Oh my God, that was a and then try again, right? So to all you guys out there, keep trying. Don't be afraid of failure. I don't want to say don't be nervous. Feed off of that. Being nervous is a great thing. If I am not nervous, it means that I'm not passionate about that thing that I'm doing anymore. Uh, and that's when you decide to go on and try new things in life. I kind of lost that already in frisbee, and that's why I retired. It's because I was like, you know, it's just not there anymore. And now I get out into golf, and I'm shaking every time I compete.
Feel
Yeah,
like
that's
you
the first time.
put yourself out.
Yeah, yeah,
I like that.
yeah. And you know, guys, with the things that we're going through right now with this whole pandemic, you know, it sucks. It really does, and it's scary. I'm scared, but we got to continue living life, right? We got to move on. We're gonna get past this. We have to see the brighter side of this pandemic, and one of the good things that have happened is we've all united, right? And my wish is that once this pandemic is gone, all the realizations that we've learned over this whole mess and this whole COVID-19 is that we continue with that. Not just because things are going back to normal, we go back to the way we were. We got to learn from this pandemic. We got to continue the efforts that we've made during this pandemic. And if we do that, the likeness of this thing happening ever again is hopefully it won't happen ever again. But
Yeah.
the problem is we keep going back to the way we were. We get these realizations, right? And after it's all gone, balik na naman tayo sa normal life natin. So that's what's actually my dream is for us to just continue all these realizations. That's definitely what I'm going to try to do once this is all over. So sana you guys do the same.
Wow.
Thank you.
Well said.
Thank you so much. Thank you, really.
Yeah, so
Thank you so
yeah,
much.
for taking the time out of your busy schedule.
Thanks, guys. Let me know if there's anything else that I can do.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh,
And we hope you
Bye,
enjoy.
guys.
Stay safe, Paul.
Definitely did. And don't call me sir, just call me D.
Ooh, nice.
Yes. Stay safe, Paul.
Stay
always.
safe.
Thank you.
You too. Enjoy your birthday, Nigel.
Thank you. I will.